Hey, today in this short video, we are going to go through how we were able to achieve this web application with ASP.NET Core MVC. So basically, here, this our web app contains from the default web page, which is the index.html, has the welcome with h1 tag and a hello world. These two sections, which are the footer and the uh, header and its navigation bar, they are basically the theme and the layout of this web app, and they stay same throughout this web application. So other than that, once we click on the project, it takes us to the list of project, which also has three buttons or methods: the create, delete, and the details. After clicking on create, we're gonna go through all of this, how we were able to achieve this. And here is about, so in our uh, VS Code, by running the .NET new uh, MVC, we are able to make a basic model view controller, uh, and from there we can start adjusting these. So basically, the views are the representation of view that we see in the web page, um, and this view gets rendered by a controller, um, and the controller basically are the brain of the or heart of the application, which they handle the request, and if it's necessary, they make a communication with models, which are the like database. After communicating, they basically send the data to view. So we start from our models. Mm, Models are the business logic of the. So basically, we are creating a project web app to track our project. What we need is mm, creating our database. In this case, because our web application is new, we are going to take the code first approach, not the database first approach, uh, obviously. So to do that, we are going to define each attribute here. Basically, are going to be the properties of our C sharp class, which that class basically represents a table. And here, as we see, we are first also using the namespace for data annotation to add a layer of the security for validation, and also calling the MVC namespace. So here we start creating our project table. While in ASP.NET, we are making the model. When defining a property, once it's named ID and it's int, the application automatically it's gonna consider it as the primary key, and it's going to be auto incremented. But just to emphasize that and add a layer of security, I added a data annotation of the key, that this is a primary key of our project ID. And here is the name, which is going to be a required, and again adding a data annotation to add the security. Description is optional. Here we need the created, like as attribute for our project. We need to know when we create it, when it gets updated. So we basically add them as properties of the project class. And so same for the data annotation. We are using the for the date, we are using the date data type. The status, again, it's optional. So after having the models, we head back to, let's head back to our project controller and see what we have here. So basically, when we are clicking on the project tab, we wanted to, it's gonna be rendering the default index, right? So, and also from there, we are going to have another methods. So from what we can see, we are going to have 4 actions. Basically, one is going to be for the index, another will be create, delete, and details. But however, the create is going to have just another more action, which is going to be one post and one get, and we are going to discuss it just right now. Okay, here we are again just importing the, like, using the namespace of the models to have the access for them, and the MVC namespace, and so for the collection. The collection helps us to be able to list our data in as a list once we receive them. So once we receive the project, we'll be able to list them by calling this namespace. Controller, basically we are inheriting from the controller and making another new controller, which is the project controller, and this is going to be inside we are going to have one HTTP get for the index, which is the default, and here we are we need to make a connection to our models, and from there to call and fetch our data. But in this case, we are just hard coding just to make it faster, hard coding the project list, and we are also passing it on the, and then we are passing it when it comes to the view. So it means that once a person goes to our project default page, which is going to be under the project index, they are going to be seeing this folder. And these attributes, like are going to be passed by from here. Okay, we have another one for details. As we see in our project folder, we have a details page. Once we click on it, we go to the specific page. It's the same. So we are going to make an action for that, name a detail, and pass an ID. Again, while here we are just hard coding it, and we will be rendering the view, and here we also made the details page. So just basically the same thing. Okay, here comes for the create. Create have 2 methods, because the first time that a person clicks on the create, we are going to send them the form, and this is going to be the get request, and once they receive that form, they'll be submitting it, right? So for that one, we will be using the post, and we do this, and we emphasize this by data annotation. Here, this is for HTTP GET. Again, for the other one, which says that if you want to create a project, pass the project, and we are using again another validation by putting it inside of a if statement, and if the data is valid, then redirect them to the home, which is going to include the new list as well. Otherwise, just show the list of project. Yes, sorry. Otherwise, just show the create page um, by passing the project information that they have. So same goes for the edit. Here we will just go so quickly over the some validation from um, uh, some validation on the client side. So here we are doing this by basically adding another span beside each input and label, and adding a ASP validation attribute to that span, giving the same name as the for attribute for the ASP. So this also gives us the ability to, for example, while we are, let's say that I forgot to put some name for it, while I try to submit this is going to give me error, and this is because here I asked for it, but you see I didn't ask for the rest of them, so it's not giving any errors for that one. So basically it I think. Thank you.